Training makes you better, but recovery makes you great. In this episode, Recovery Like a Pro, sleep, stretch, and smart routines for footballers, we explore how elite players use rest, mobility, and daily habits to stay strong, sharp, and injury-free. Let's dive in, because if you want to play like a pro, you've got to recover like one.
Welcome back to The Deep Dive. You know, if you're pushing your limits, maybe on the football pitch, or in the gym, or just dealing with a crazy schedule, we always hear, train harder, push through, grind it out. But what if the real secret to getting truly elite performance isn't about training harder at all? What if it's actually about recovering smarter? That's really the core idea we pulled from our materials today. So we're taking a deep dive into the essentials, the three absolute non-negotiables for top-level recovery, looking mainly at expert analysis from the Coaches Hub.
Yeah, and it's a fundamental shift, really. When you train or play a match, you're basically causing tiny bits of damage, micro-trauma. Your muscles break down, your nervous system gets, completely overloaded, and your energy stores just plummet. Recovery, it isn't just downtime. It's the active process. It's where your body repairs, rebuilds, and actually gets stronger. And if you ignore this part, performance drops off fast. You start seeing chronic fatigue, you're always sore, your focus tanks right when you need it.
Yeah.
And crucially, your risk of getting injured goes way up. You just can't sustain peak performance without building intentional recovery into your week, every single week.
Exactly. So our mission today is pretty clear. Give you a solid roadmap based on what the pros actually prioritize. We've structured this around three key pillars. We'll kick off with sleep, then we'll tackle stretching and mobility, and finally we'll get into the smart routines that become daily habits. Let's start with, what might be the undisputed champion of all recovery tools? The analysis in the Coaches Hub makes a really strong claim here, almost surprising actually. They basically argue that sleep is the single greatest performance enhancer you can get, better than any supplement, any fancy gear, any quick fix out there.
It's fascinating, isn't it? Because it's free, everyone has access to it, but it's often the very first thing busy athletes cut back on. See, during deep sleep, your body does critical maintenance work, stuff that nothing else can replicate. That's when you get that vital pulse of growth hormone released. Absolutely essential for rebuilding damaged muscle tissue. But it's not just physical. One key thing we found is the cognitive cost of not sleeping enough. Just losing, say, 90 minutes of the sleep you need can slow down your complex decision-making by up to 30% the next day. Deep sleep restores that mental energy. It strengthens memory, sharpens focus, all critical for reading the game, making quick tactical choices.
That mental fatigue point is huge. Explains those simple mistakes you see late in the week, maybe a bad pass or a missed tackle. Okay, so let's talk specifics. Numbers. How much sleep should we actually be aiming for? Especially given, the different ages in high-performance sport.
Right. For the younger athletes, let's say ages 13 to 18, the target range is pretty high, 8 to 10 hours a night. Really need that for development. For adults, it's more the standard 7 to 9 hours. But hitting those numbers consistently, that's the real challenge.
That's exactly what I want to dig into. For a young player juggling school, travel, intense training, 8 to 10 hours can sound almost impossible. What are the most practical, actionable steps someone could take, like tonight, to improve the quality of the sleep they do manage to get?
The absolute foundation is consistency. You've got to set a regular bedtime and wake-up time. And this key stick to it even on weekends. That stabilizes your circadian rhythm. Think of it as your body's internal master clock. It tells you when to be alert, when to wind down. If that clock's all over the place, everything else suffers.
And the elephant in the room. Screens, phones, laptops.
Yes. That's probably the easiest win on paper, but maybe the hardest habit to actually break. You really must avoid screens, phones, laptops, gaming, whatever, for at least 60 minutes before bed. That blue light actively suppresses melatonin production. Melatonin is the signal your brain needs to say, okay, time for sleep. No signal, no sleep. Beyond that, simple stuff. Make your bedroom cool, dark, and quiet. Develop some kind of wind-down routine. Even 5 minutes of gentle stretching or reading can help signal to your nervous system that the day's over. Oh, and a pro tip from the sources we looked at. Track your sleep. Use a simple journal, maybe an app. Just knowing your habits helps you see where things might be going wrong with recovery.
Okay, so if sleep is rebuilding the body overnight, what about dealing with the daily wear and tear, on our joints, our muscles? That leads us nicely into pillar 2, stretching and mobility. And this feels like an area people often ignore until, something starts hurting.
It's a massive mistake. Mobility and flexibility aren't just about, say, preventing a pulled hamstring. Neglecting them leads to poor posture, limited range of motion, and that actively hurts your performance. You literally can't sprint as fast, your turns are slower, you lose power if your hips are tight. It impacts everything.
Right. So the whistle blows, training's done. What's the mandatory cool down, that 10, 15 minutes? What absolutely has to be in there?
Okay, it starts with something dynamic but light. Think easy jogging, gentle leg swings, just keep the blood moving a bit. Then immediately follow that with static stretching, holding each stretch for at least 30 seconds. That's the key duration.
And foam rolling, of course. Can't forget that. It seems crucial for getting into those deeper muscle knots.
Absolutely crucial. Foam rolling helps reduce that deep muscle tension, breaks up adhesions that build up during intense sessions. The key areas you must hit: hamstrings, quads, glutes, calves, definitely the hip flexors and the lower back. Those are like the power centers for running, cutting, everything on the pitch.
I really liked how the coach's hub piece reframed rest days. They argued they shouldn't be do-nothing days. They should be mobility days.
Precisely. Your body needs physical rest, yes, but that doesn't mean lying on the sofa all day. Low-intensity recovery-focused movement is actually beneficial. We're talking light stretching, maybe some yoga designed for athletes, or simple mobility drills. Think about thoracic twists, those simple rotating movements. They seem basic, but they're vital for keeping rotational power for shooting and passing, and they take a ton of strain off the lower back.
Got it. So keep the body moving just enough to help blood flow, flush things out, but without adding more stress. Which brings us perfectly to our third and final pillar: smart recovery routines.
Yeah.
This is about the daily discipline, right? The small habits, the micro routines that keep pros ready day in, day out.
Exactly. We've boiled these down into 5 key habits, non-negotiables really. Number 1, hydrate like it's your job, seriously. Aim for about 2 to 3 liters of water daily, minimum. If it's hot or a really intense session, add electrolytes. Simplest check: urine color, pale yellow like lemonade, you're good. Dark, you're already dehydrated, get drinking.
Okay, number 2, refuel fast. That window after training, 30 to 60 minutes, they call it the golden window for recovery.
Yeah, and you have to get the right mix in that window. Carbs plus protein. Carbs replace the glycogen, the fuel you just burned. Protein kickstarts that muscle repair process immediately. And simple examples work best, like a chicken sandwich and a banana, or maybe some Greek yogurt with fruit and granola. Keep it straightforward.
Hold on, let's push on that a bit. That 30 to 60-minute window can be really tight. Teams traveling, players heading straight from the pitch to a long drive home. If someone absolutely cannot get a solid meal in that quickly, what's the next best thing? What should they do?
That's a great question, and yeah, it's a common reality in sport. If solid food just isn't possible right away, the priority becomes a liquid recovery shake. Liquids get absorbed faster anyway, so a good protein and carb shake ensures those vital nutrients start getting to your muscles immediately. It might not be the ideal whole food meal, but it's way better than skipping the fuel altogether. Don't let perfect be the enemy of good here.
Good point. Okay, let's talk tools. We mentioned foam rollers. What about things like cold showers or ice baths? The source material seemed a bit specific about when to use those.
They absolutely are specific. Cold therapy is great for reducing inflammation, sure. But, and this is important, too much cold exposure right after training can actually blunt the body's adaptation response. Basically, it can interfere with the signals telling your muscles to get stronger, especially for younger players who are really focused on building mass. So generally, things like ice baths or very cold showers are probably better for older athletes managing chronic joint issues, or strictly for managing acute pain right after a match, not necessarily something you need after every single training session.
That's a really crucial distinction. Okay, number 4 is about discipline. Plan recovery like you plan training.
That's the pro mindset in a nutshell. You schedule your weight session right. You schedule your time on the pitch. You have to schedule your recovery too. Put your stretching sessions in the diary. Plan your rest days. Even plan your sleep times. Maybe use a training diary or a simple recovery checklist to track how you're feeling: fatigue, soreness. You wouldn't just skip weights because you felt a bit tired, would you? So don't skip your mobility work either.
And the final one, number 5, is about something often overlooked. Manage your mental load. Stress. The research is pretty clear. Mental fatigue hits your physical performance hard.
Oh, absolutely. The brain is the ultimate governor. When you're mentally wiped, reaction times slow down, decisions get worse. It all suffers. So tactics here. Taking real breaks from screens from schoolwork. Maybe trying some simple breath work or using a meditation app. Even 5 minutes of focused breathing can calm your nervous system right down. And just getting outside, unplugging from that high-pressure environment, a clear mind performs better. It's that simple.
So we've covered the big three pillars: sleep, mobility, and those smart daily routines. And when you connect all this back to the elite level, the Coaches Hub analysis is really clear on this. Every single top player, from the biggest global superstars right down to the rising talents, they share this one core trait. They recover just as hard, just as intentionally as they train.
Yeah, consistency and longevity in the sport. That's what separates players at the highest level. The formula is dead simple, but actually doing it day after day, that's the hard part. Train, fuel, recover, repeat. That's it.
And remember, this isn't just about feeling a bit less sore tomorrow. It's about raising your whole performance ceiling. It lets you train harder, for longer, without burning out. And maybe most importantly, it helps you stay injury-free so you're actually available to play when it counts. So we want to leave you with a challenge, a question that came straight from the source material, something to really hold yourself accountable to, starting right now. The next time you're tempted to skip that stretch or stay up late scrolling on your phone, or maybe forget that post-match recovery meal, ask yourself this: am I recovering like a pro? Because if you want to play like one well, you've absolutely got to live like one. That's all for this deep dive. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks for tuning in to the Coaches Hub podcast powered by Soccer Profile. Remember, recovery isn't rest, it's preparation. Every hour of sleep, every stretch, every smart choice fuels your next performance. The pros don't just train harder, they recover with purpose. So ask yourself, are you giving your body the same effort off the pitch as you do on it? Discover more ways to elevate your game at www.soccer-profile.com. Until next time, recover with intent. Perform with purpose. Play without limits.